Hello and welcome to Florida Education News. My name is Dr. Tony Arza. Today I'm sitting down with Collier County Public Schools Superintendent Leslie Ricciardelli. Thank you so much, Leslie, for sitting down with us. Thanks so much for being with us. So, kids are back in school in Collier County. Can you kind of share a little bit about what are the things that residents in this community should be excited about when they think about Collier County Public Schools and the things you guys are doing?
I think they should be excited about the fact that we're the only A district in Southwest Florida. That's something to be said. We outperformed the state last year in 20 of 21 assessed areas. 50 of our 51 schools are A's or B's. That's a lot to be proud of. So everything from pre-K all the way up to post-secondary, we are doing great things in Collier County.
Can you kind of explain, because sometimes people, they think of an A and they don't really know, like, what does it mean? What's the implications of an A for an average person who's walking around, they're not in education, they don't really know what that means? What would you kind of explain to them?
So the state of Florida is one of only a few states that still has an accountability model where they actually grade the schools and then they grade the districts. And they grade us on tested areas, specific tested areas, and it's everything from English language arts to math, social studies, science, and of course graduation rate. But the great thing is that the state of Florida values achievement and gains or academic growth almost equally, which is amazing because that is so important. We want every year, we want students to grow academically. So if you can give gains and academic achievement scores, that's amazing. Those are great things. I love the way that we do our accountability model.
And you bring up gains, right, in advancement, student advancement. And you guys have invested a lot in Collier County in things like College Board, AP, making sure that kids aren't just meeting the baseline, but you want them to excel. Could you kind of share? I know that's something you're excited about.
I'm so excited about it. And this year we're even increasing access to our technical colleges so that they have career dual enrollment. We have an extra 164 students from 7 high schools going to a technical college this fall that wouldn't have gone prior to some changes that we've made in the last year. Very excited about that. Our academic dual enrollment is just exploding. Our advanced placement scores are excellent. Our teachers are doing great things. But I love the partnership that the state has with College Board or ACE. When a student passes or earns a qualifying score on the exam, the teacher gets credit for it too in a stipend. So we're really supporting, it's a win-win. The student gets potential college credit, the teacher gets an extra stipend for the time and effort they put into supporting those advanced students. It's a great thing.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because a lot of times people don't think about the implications for the teachers. And I know for you, obviously you understand the value of a teacher. Yes. So in Collier, how do you guys try to show your teachers that you care about them, right? Obviously, teacher pay is not where pay is for other professions. How do you in Collier County try to show teachers that they matter?
So we've given some significant raises over the last 3 years, but I will say this. We might only be the 5th highest in starting salary, and that's we're at $57,000 for starting salary. But what you should know is we are number 2 in the state for the average salary of teachers. So our average teacher salary is a little over $73,000. That's 2nd in the state. That's impressive. We now give 18 years of experience. We used to only give 10. That was a big thing that I wanted to accomplish when I came into this position, because I feel like we want those experienced teachers. We want those people who are experts in the field to come here from other places, other states. But if we're only going to give them 10 years of experience, but they're a 20-year teacher, they're still young, they've got so much more to do, let's give them we were able to agree on 18 years. We were even able to back pay some people. So that made a huge difference for people when we made that change. That's most districts don't offer that many years.
And that kind of comes to the choice question and competition, right? So Florida is a universal voucher state, and parents are able to choose the school where their kids go. How do you see that as changing what you do? Does it change what you do? How do you understand the environment of choice?
So Collier County is a little different than some of the other counties in the state. And truthfully, we've been tracking the numbers. We don't really have that many private schools in Collier County. Yes, we have charter schools, but charter schools are under the K-12 umbrella. I'm all about choice. I think that's the American way, and that's the beauty of living in America. We have choice. So we don't do anything differently, honestly. If that's your choice, that's your choice. I know that the programs that are offered in Collier County Public Schools are so amazing. People will choose us and tend to choose us, which is a fabulous thing, and I'm very proud of that. For those who want to choose something different, maybe they have a specific need. Maybe it's smaller, even smaller class sizes. Our class sizes are great. Obviously, they're within the class size requirement by the state, but our classes are really, really very healthily small. So, it's better for students to learn that way, better for teachers, especially young teachers. We're probably sitting at about 60% of our teachers didn't go to a traditional education college, right? Didn't go to become a teacher. I sat in education courses to become a teacher. So it's better for teachers all the way around if they are able to manage the class sizes. As far as choice goes, I'm a big believer in choice. I don't want somebody to tell me where to go to college. You don't want somebody to tell you where to go to college. That's the beauty of having choice.
One of the big things I think that that when you talk about is that you're not trying to fight the choice movement.
No, and I do want to say, I think for so many parents, if you look statistically, why do people choose to keep their children home? Why do they choose to go to a small private school or whatever it might be? Approximately 80% of them say it's for school safety. Our schools are our safety and security is obviously it's the same across everywhere in Florida. I love our new safety and security laws with the locked doors and the locked gates and all the checks that we have. Collier County Public Schools, every single classroom door has in the elementary, we have the storekeeper lock, so they can't be unlocked, so a teacher can't forget to leave and unlock it coming back from maybe planning period, so it won't just stay unlocked. All of our high schools, every single classroom door will have badge access, which means that the principal, at the push of a button, can lock down the entire school. I think our school, we have an armed deputy, at least one in every single campus, and that is a commitment from the Sheriff's Department and from the Collier County Commission. What more could you ask for? Every single school, elementary, charter schools, armed deputy on every single campus.
As someone in the society, I see how there's a lot of questions about should we continue to invest in public education? Is education worth the investment? Right? Look, taxpayers, they work very hard for their money. And a question that they have is why should they continue to invest in education? And I think it's important that they hear from the educational leaders on why do you believe that taxpayers should continue to invest in education? Why is it worth the investment?
You'd be hard-pressed to convince me that in places where people aren't educated, the crime rates are down, the health, their own health and their health care needs are taken care of at a higher rate. Listen, nobody can ever take away your education. You can lose every dollar you have, but if you still have your education and you still have skills to get a job, you are always going to be okay, right? No matter what happens to me, whether I keep this job, whether I don't keep this job, it's just a position. Nobody can ever take away the education I've earned. And I can do anything knowing I've accomplished what I've accomplished in my classrooms through my diplomas. Now that said, it's the great equalizer. You can get yourself out of any situation with some education. Whether it's training, maybe it's an additional training. Maybe right now you're somebody's secretary, but maybe you want to become a paralegal. Maybe you want to go to the next level. You just need to go get a little bit more education, a little bit more training. Education is the one thing that will bring you from point A to point B if that's what you want.
So then what I hear you saying is that education is a good in itself, right? It's something that no one can take away from
Never.
you, and it has a value in itself. Well, that's a good perspective. You're actually the first person that gave that highlighted the fact that it's something that's inherently valuable and it's not something that someone can take away. It's not only because of the utility of it, but because it's actually good in itself. So, well, look, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. No, it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.